What's up, guys? Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I completed the entire Grim Forest. In today's video, I'm gonna give you my honest review. We're gonna go over everything in detail, rewards, how the gameplay feels like it. I'm gonna show you my map that I have on this account. This is the test server account because, of course, we're not gonna have enough energy to complete everything on the main accounts yet. We're gonna talk about pretty much everything, right? But in the meantime, let me know in the comments down below, what is your take on the new content? So I think it's gonna take approximately 11-12 days in order to complete everything on the map. We're gonna talk about all of the currencies, how many rewards we're getting, gear, remnant summons, pretty much everything related to that. The only thing that I haven't really kept a track of is basically how many small things we're getting, like XP boosters, small soul stones, energy, and all that stuff, because it was pretty hard to keep a track of that. But we're gonna discuss about pretty much everything else. So this is the new game mode. This is the hard difficulty. I kept one stage open. Let me see if I can still find it. One of the mimics. You will encounter a lot of mimics, but the good news is that they are some of the most rewarding bosses in the Grim Forest. You are able to get fragments for the new mythical champion. We're gonna see exactly how many fragments we've got after completing an entire rotation. And of course, can we purchase all of these 3 chests from the vendor? We're gonna see what these chests give us as well. And I did complete it, the super hard part, the purple one. I don't think it was extremely hard or anything like that. You're just kind of like more restricted on how many champions you draft from your squads, yeah, decks. And if you are not drawing the right champions, you might have to basically use a redraw. Like, for example, on Nishak, I went in with the first team. I had no immunity whatsoever. The only support that I had was Seal of the Drakes. He put the bombs on me. He absolutely obliterated me. But I use a redraw token. I've got Duchess, I've got Galatir in here. So as long as you have an immunity champion, you're going to be able to deal with this boss without a problem. The rewards from these bosses in particular at the very top, they did not feel extraordinary. You are getting more remnant summons from here. I think 40 remnant summons in total, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, you're going to get a total of 200 remnant summons just from this game mode, which will bring you to a total of 400 per month if you complete the Curse City and the new content, the Grim Forest, which will enable you to reach that Mercy, if you haven't summoned the mythical champion from Remnants, a bit faster, right? I think is after summoning 24 times without receiving a mythical, you're gonna start activating the Mercy, and it will add 1% to each one of the summons to get a mythical champion. Now, instead of doing it in 12 months, you're gonna be able to do it in 6 months. So it is a bit better than before. We are getting quite a few coins for the soul stones. So basically what you see right here is coming from this game mode. Probably I've got slightly more because I remember I've done some of the stages in the first 2 days, and then I've opened some soul stones to try and get a Sir Nicholas soul, and I did not manage to do so. But you're getting roughly 2 to 3 medium soul stones just by completing stages, and that comes under the form of coins rather than getting the direct soul stone, and approximately 500 to 1000 of the big coins to purchase a big soul stone. Roughly, that's kind of like as an idea. If we are talking about how the content actually feels like it, and this is just my personal opinion, maybe some of you guys might feel different. I think is absolutely amazing. I think is really refreshing, is something very different than what they've done in the past. And I can see this, in my opinion, as being one of the best PvE content that they've introduced. For the very first time ever, I can say that they've nailed the difficulty. Every time they tend to release new content is extremely powerful. They released the Doom Tower. Some of the bosses were so freaking powerful, right? They've released the Hydra, was crazy powerful. Cursiri, some of the stages are crazy powerful. Amius as a boss is much stronger than any of these bosses that we are encountering in here. And we have 7 new bosses, right? If we're talking about Chimera, even the Chimera felt a bit strong in some cases. Not as bad as other previous releases, right? But I can say with confidence that this is just perfect in terms of difficulty. Now I know some of you filthy degenerate Krakens will be like, well, it felt too easy for me, you know? If it did, just fight all of the 5 bosses together and shut up, because they gave you that option, okay? Just to kind of like put it out there. I think the difficulty is fine. Yes, I did not really feel like I had a massive challenge with any of the bosses or anything like that in particular, but that's fine, because I'm not the only one playing the game with a super stacked account. There's hundreds of thousands, millions of players that do not have super stacked accounts, and they need to play the game mode as well, right? So I think they've nailed the difficulty. As I said, if you really want a challenge, guys, just fight all of the 5 bosses together. That will give you a challenge. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to receive any additional rewards from doing so, but at least you will have that challenge that you are looking for. I do hope that in the future, they will be coming with a new difficulty, a brutal difficulty, right? I know they've confirmed this already because a lot of you guys might be curious about it. Are they ever going to bring in an area bonuses for the new content? No, they will not, okay? The reason for it is because we have the trade cards, which will give you a lot of additional stats. If you are paying attention right here, I have 105% extra HP, 35% extra attack, 160% extra defense, 61 extra speed, 20 resistance, 350 accuracy, some crit rate which is irrelevant, 100% extra crit damage, and a 10% ignore defense effect. Plus you have the Curious, which honestly, I did not find the need to change them around whatsoever. I thought that I might need to work on some of them to basically max their effects and stuff, but I did not feel the need to play around with them at all, actually. That being said, on top of the game mode feeling refreshing and stuff, I do like the idea of exploring, having the maps pretty different from any other player. I don't know exactly what type of an algorithm they are using, but it feels like none of the maps are identical for any of us, right? At least, I guess, up to a specific number, because they cannot make it completely different for every single player in the game. But they feel fairly different, to say like this. So this is the map on the test server. I already posted this on the spreadsheet that I have with the ultimate guide for the Green Forest. But you're probably going to notice that a lot of things are different. You might find some of the altars in the same locations, some of the bosses in close proximity to them. But this is something that will constantly change every single rotation, every single month, right? Now, I think we have a total of 6 Prodigious, the Trove Master bosses on the map. And that's mainly because we have all of these quests, right? And my last quest was to get a maximum score on one of them. I've tried to count them around. I couldn't see more than 6. I haven't counted the mimics. They seem to be quite a few of them on the map, which, as I've mentioned, is a very good thing. They do not feel extremely challenging. I think the hardest boss, to be honest, is the freaking Goblin. I think he is the hardest boss. Especially if you're not drawing the right champions to have enough support, maybe a block damage or an unkillable, preferably protected if you can, or to apply a block buffs on the boss to make sure he's not stealing that from you with his basic skill. But seeing your champions just die when you're breaking that gold plate on the boss is actually crazy, because it's literally like the ramp form on mega steroids, because he's reflecting so much damage back, right? But it's a pretty fun challenge. It's very similar with a clan boss. I do like the mechanics as well. I think it's pretty cool. Now, let's quickly go over the Mimic. We're quickly going to defeat this last Mimic that I have. The reason why I kept this is just to show you the rewards. We got 2 fragments, we've got Grim Gold, and we've got Grim Coins. We've got materials for the relics, and that's something that I want to show you, and we've got 200 soul coins. Now I'm going to go back at the map, and I've completed everything. If we're going to look at rankings, you're going to see that I'm rank 1 on the test server. It seems like only me and Farfstuff completed the entire game mode, and I've managed to do all of it in 4,000 turns without even trying to get this done in a small amount of turns or anything like that, right? Now, let's quickly go at the vendor. This is the total amount of Grim Gold that I've got from the entire rotation. I haven't used any of it. Now, it can be a bit of an RNG, and that is mainly because you have a lot of different chests. Some of them will be small chests, medium chests, large chests, and I think that is just RNG when you are opening them on the map. I'm not sure if it's an algorithm that will have 2 large chests, 3 medium, 6 small ones per rotation, and you're just gonna get them random, or they're all gonna be random, and you can end up doing a rotation only with small chests, other rotations where you're getting 5 large ones and less small ones. I'm not sure exactly how the algorithm works on this yet. But what I'm curious to see is, do we get enough currency to purchase everything? And by the looks of it, we do not. We have 7,000, 8,500 to get all of them. And unfortunately, we are short by 210. So I'm going to purchase the medium one. I'm going to ignore the small one. So we get a medium one. And we've got 6-star gear only. No 5-star gear from there. And let's see this one. Yeah, only 6-star gear from these two, which is actually pretty damn good. I'm going to show you all of the gear that I've got as well, because I haven't deleted or sold any of it. The next thing that I want to show you, how many relic materials you are getting per rotation. Okay, so relic crafting, and this is it. I would assume the mythical ones are not RNG because they are literally 100, not 101, not 99. The legendaries, the epics, and the rares probably will have a bit of an RNG on how many you can get per rotation. But for the mythicals, it seems that is spot on 100, which is pretty much the equivalent of doing 2 siege modes, 4 weeks of Chimera if you're completing most of the trials, more or less there, right? So it seems kind of like on par with the rest. And let's get a first mythical relic or freaking Sirot, why not? But you are getting a bunch of mythical materials as well, right? Which is actually pretty good in my opinion. As I said, you are getting 200 Remnant summons as well. I am on the test server. If I'll get a mythical, I'm gonna be pissed off, but I'm still gonna do it. Holy moly! No! No! I was gonna say don't be Nell because that will take literally all of my freaking luck. This is what I need on my account, not on the test server. No! No, 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 no. This doesn't work like that. God damn it. Okay. Hopefully, this will repeat on the main account too, which I highly doubt it though. But that being said, you've seen some of the rewards, guys. You've seen the Remnant summons. You are getting probably 1,000 to 2,000 energy. You're getting a bunch of XP boosters, a bunch of multi-battles, a few small soul stones, and some brews and other crap like that, which is pretty relevant. I'm not too into it. I wish we would see a way that allows us, we would have a way to show us all of the rewards, right? These chests are good. I think they're pretty decent. I can't really remember what I've got from them. I had a video on it. I think I've got legendary gemstones. Can't remember if I've got a soul stone or I haven't. I haven't got the frame or the avatar. I would assume you only get those ones once you're done with the champion. How many fragments we've got in total for the new mythical champion? 19 fragments during this rotation. Now, I would assume, because it's not a even number, It's not like 20 or 15. I would assume it will be a bit of RNG on how many fragments you can get. Some people might get 18, 17, maybe someone got 20 out of it. But that puts us roughly at around 5 to 6 months or 5 to 6 rotations till we're going to be able to get the new mythical champion. So it will take me a while to get this done and actually do a showcase on the champion because nobody has it at the moment. Another thing that I want to show you is basically all of the gear that we've got, and we are going to end it there. So just new, equipped. We're going to go all the way down to this. And this is all of the gear that I've got. There is a lot of 5-stars. So we have, can't really see how many we have in total, unfortunately, but what I'm going to do is put 5-star, a lot of 5-star. Right, there is a lot of freaking 5-star gear, which sucks. Clarium needs to understand one thing, man. They're bringing all of this hard mode, new content. Get rid of the 5-star gear. Nobody is using this trash. Nobody wants this trash. Especially when you're getting more 5-star gear than you can actually count. I mean, look at all of this 5-star gear. It's just absolutely painful. Absolutely painful. Literally, it's just crazy. Seeing so much of it, man, is literally no fun whatsoever. No fun at all. I just find it crazy. I literally find it crazy. Anything good in here? Just out of curiosity. Not like I'm going to use them or anything because it's the test server, but hey, it is a lot of 5-star gear. I think the content feels great. I love that we have 7 new bosses. Fighting the Mimic is cool. Fighting the main boss was pretty cool as well. It wasn't something extremely difficult. Even this hard, super hard area did not felt extremely difficult either. I feel like the toughest one from here was facing Freya. But other than that, it's good content. Let me know in the comments down below, what's your take so far on the Grim Forest? As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.